Yeah, don't bother about a cup of tea, Ken. I'll get one of the canned tea when I get there.
You're too late. Here, cooled it down for you.
Yeah, I'm a bit pushed for time, lad. I've got to pop into Florrie Lindley's on my way to work, too. Oh, another one of those things, eh? I don't know. Beats me. Have you got any money left, you know, after all the brass you spend on books?
There's something special about this one, Dad.
Ah, something special about them all, lad, to hear you talk.
Dad?
What, then?
How much time have you got?
Well, if that clock's right, I've got no time at all.
Well, it's just how long it takes to read the cover.
Eh?
The list of contributors.
Kenneth Barlow. Well, that's not you, lad, surely.
Well, it says Kenneth Barlow, doesn't it? That's me.
Where?
Here. Here's the cheque to prove it.
Well, I'm Lord. Of course, you would show me this, wouldn't you, when I've got no time to spare? Here. I say, can I take you with me and have a look at it?
Well, I haven't read the article myself yet. Not in print, anyway.
He has, eh? An article, eh? An half-a-crown book. Well, now, look, don't go lending it to anybody, will you? I want to have a look at that when I get home.
Don't you worry, Dad. It'll be here when you get back.
Better be. By gum, lad, I wish your mother could see that. She'd be proud of you. Ta-ra, lad.
Bye-bye.
You know, I had such high hopes of you. I'd been hearing all these talks about you and Kenneth Barlow having heart-to-heart talks all over the place. I thought you were getting some sense.
Oh, perhaps he was.
What's that supposed to mean?
You were very interested in me with Kenneth Barlow.
Interested in you?
Interested in my way of life.
Your way of life, eat, sleep and cadge.
No. He asked me what my views on men's fashions were and how much I spent on my haircuts a week and what sort of books I read.
You didn't tell him nodded, did you?
Yeah. I said I had to read simple books so my mum could read them after.
What's all of this in aid of all of a sudden?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? I mean, he's earning good money for the first time in his life and he wants to know how to spend it, so he comes to me. He's not daft, you know.
Yeah, spent all that time finding out how much about your wages.
Yeah, of course he did. And he asked me, too, about the clothes I were wearing, and I told him I bought some dead far-out leather gear, and he was very impressed, too.
And that's all he was interested in, your clothes?
No, well, he mentioned some other things.
Like what?
Well, like who the foreign secretary were, for instance. But, well, I couldn't help him there, because I didn't know myself. But I had him beat on pops, though, and then top 20, just like that, dead right order and all.
You know, he's getting very nosy all of a sudden.
He's just interested.
You call it what you like. I call it nosy. And I wonder why.
But you went right through that shopping spell at Christmas and New Year without any trouble at all. Then blow me if she doesn't go and get flooded out yesterday.
Our houses are very peculiar.
It's not the houses, it's the folk in them.
But what are you going on about? You were frozen out and all.
Ah, no, but I did get mine thawed out proper.
Hey, I'll be one in a penny.
I told you what would happen if you got an amateur in to do the job. Just fancy getting Dennis Tanner in to thaw you out. Are you dried out now?
Well, more or less. The carpets are still very soggy.
Soggy? They were floating. I bet there's £20 worth of damage done in that house if there was a penny.
Well, why don't you talk to your clubman? You may be insured.
Oh, she won't be. You have to have a special policy for burst pipes. I know, because I went through it with my fella. Of course, I'm covered. You want to play Hamlet with Dennis Tanner. Happen he'll cough up something. He's not short, you know.
Oh, I couldn't do that. They were only trying to help.
I don't see why not.
A couple of ounces of the usual brand of baccy, please, Florrie. Oh, I'm sorry to barge in like this, ladies, but I'm a bit pushed for time, as a matter of
I
fact.
thought with all this go-slow business, you lot had stopped rushing.
It's not as easy as all that, you know. It's always the same. Whenever you know it, something always happens to hold you up. Do you know, this morning I couldn't get out of the house without looking at some new magazine of our Ken's.
A new magazine?
Fancy that.
Aye, well, I don't bother with them much as a rule, you know, but I had to have a look at this. He'd written an article in it, and I had to show interest.
You Kenneth had?
Aye, it was on front cover and all.
What were it
how
called?
lovely.
I can't remember now. I can only remember the title. It was View from Back Street, or a student in a working class. Anyway, I must dash now. I'm sorry to interrupt. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra. Come, it'll be a tanner to talk to them Barlows before long.
Oh, I don't know. He's very offhand about it.
Offhand? He'd have bust if he hadn't told us. You heard him say we're late, but it didn't stop him from hanging back to tell us all about it.
Oh, I expect he's proud of the lad. I know I would be if he were one of mine.
So would I. It's not every day you have an article published in a magazine.
Oh, I don't know. It's no different from writing a letter when all's said and done.
Oh, yes, it is, Martha. It's more like composition. I were very good at composition when I were at school. We had to do one on the coronation, and the teacher made me come and stand out in front of the class and read it out aloud.
Whose coronation?
George V.
Oh.
Well, what did you know about that? You wasn't invited, was you?
No. But what I didn't know, I made up. I were very good at making things up.
Sounds as if you were very good at embroidery and all.
Yes, I was, as a matter of
And
fact.
butting into other people's conversation. All I was going to say is, I've got nothing against the boy. I think he's a very nice lad. A very nice lad indeed. You may not believe this, but a couple of weeks ago I was coming home from town one Saturday morning from shopping, and he got on my bus. He sat next to me and he paid me fare.
Oh, he's a good lad like that.
We had a very interesting conversation. He was sympathising with me for the way I had to manage. Very interested in me were Kenneth Barlow. Very interested indeed.
Hello. If you're looking for your key, love, your door's open.
Oh, no, love, have you got a pencil on you?
Aye, foot rule, pencil, screwdriver.
Oh, go on, I'll settle for the pencil.
I've got one here, then, here.
Ta. Flipping gas men.
What's up then, love?
I have called 3 times for the purpose of emptying your gas meter. Will you please let us know when it be convenient for us to call again? No, I feel like putting 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon.
Oh, live and let live, love.
I suppose it's not his fault. Hey, listen, do you know anything about Kenneth Barlow?
Oh, we have our ups and downs, you know.
Yeah, I know, but has he been tapping you?
What, with his money?
No, love, I mean, has he been tapping you about your private life, you know?
I don't even know about it myself, fellow, then. It ain't marvellous, eh? Some people have all the luck.
Oh, I suppose you can say that.
You know what happened? The boiler blew up in Bessie Street. They sent the whole flipping lot home. Teachers, kids, the lot. Dinner time and all. I'm not kidding. Nellie's going earless.
He'd be the first to complain if a lad was sitting in a freezing classroom.
Yeah, they always talk like that lot, you know. Still, I wouldn't mind 3 weeks off myself, you know.
3 weeks?
Ah, you've got, haven't you got Eric Bradley doing the job?
Yeah.
Oh, little beastie before he's finished, you know. And when he has finished, you'll have ice water running through your pipes. You know?
Well, thanks very much.
Oh, I'm not kidding. It's all right, you laughing. Give me a pencil.
Ooh.
Ta-da, Will.
You've got a character,
Yeah.
haven't you? So you're pretty intelligent, though, which is something you can't say for everybody.
Yeah. Ken.
Yeah?
Ta-ra.
It's quite
right,
right in
Rowena.
an article
It's
in
one
a
of them
magazine.
I
Told you
don't
I
have
always
care
said
of
it.
you. Now, let's get this straight. You know, the babble since you come in. You, what's he supposed to have done?
Well, we've been telling you, he's written an article in a magazine.
Right, what about? The student working in the class. I expect it's all about teaching.
Very techers like it. We're called the student and the working class. I remember it distinctly.
Oh, well, that's not what I heard.
Well, you heard it wrong then. It's what I say, either. It was called the student and the working class.
Well, oh, I suppose it could have been. Right, back to you. What's it about?
Oh, I don't know. Nobody's read it yet.
I see. And what's this magazine called?
Oh, Mr. Barlow didn't say. It did say it's a new one, though.
So that's it. Kenneth Barlow's written nobody knows what in a magazine nobody knows the name of. That's a fine story to come on with, isn't it?
Well, we just thought you'd like to know.
Yes, we thought you'd be interested. Interested? I suppose you think it's interested those blooming cats of yours who wave a bottle of milk in front of their noses. The student and the working class, eh? Hey, what was that you were talking about coming home on the bus with him?
Oh, you mean when he paid me fare?
Oh, I trust you to remember that. Did he say what else that you remember?
Oh, yes, I remember every word of the conversation. He were talking about that, their fallout.
That what? Oh, don't set her off again.
You know, that their radio...
Radioactivity?
Ah, that's right, radioactivity. Of course, I told him I didn't care about it one way or t'other. After all, it's got naught to do with us, has it? Mind you, you're very ignorant on some things. I mean, he knew naught about pub prices. Well, you'd have thought a young fella like that would have had some idea, especially as they're always bringing out new drinks in pubs. Still, it were very flattering to be asked. Very flattering indeed.
The new prosperity has not opened new horizons. The people in my street are still bound by their immediate needs. For them, a glass of milk stout in the snug is more important than the level of radioactive fallout. A greyhound evokes more sympathetic attention than the arrival of workless immigrants.
Agree?
Oh, aye, it's true enough. But it's just like saying the silly beggars round here can't swim the channel.
No, that's not the point.
Oh, but it is. It's blaming them for something that they shouldn't rightly be blamed for.
No, I don't blame them. I blame a society that doesn't give a damn for real values.
Yes, well, that's what I'm getting at. Don't you see that everybody in the world can't go through life feeling like that? You must understand, Kenneth, that these people have had it rough in the past, and now because things are better, you can't blame them for making the most of it.
Not them. I blame the whole rotten damn you Jack society. Look, if there's a nuclear war, these are the first people to be wiped off the map. And yet, if you organise a protest march, they're the first people to laugh at you. These marches aren't just for long-haired intellectuals, you know. They're for everybody.
Yeah, like the one from Jarrow.
What?
Has your dad read this?
Not yet, but he will.
Is he coming home to his dinner?
Yeah.
Are you going to light a fire for him?
Yeah.
Well, then if I were you, Kenneth, I should light it with that.
Conceptors told us, according to her, Frank Barlow were full of it.
Aye.
I can't say I blame him, mind you. It's not every lad that can turn his hand to that sort of thing. Can't see our Billy doing it.
Can't see our Billy doing what?
Getting himself into print.
I should hope not, indeed.
Nay, Annie, I'm not talking about Sunday papers. We're on about Kenneth Barlow and that article of his.
Oh, yes, that's very interesting, isn't it? What's it about exactly, Mr. Tatlock?
Well, I don't rightly know.
Oh, well, I thought with you being a particular friend of theirs, you might have read it.
Well, I just sort of skimmed through it, you know.
I see, love, yes. What was it Conceptor said, love? The student in the working class?
Ah, that's right.
Oh, well, we needn't worry then. There isn't anything about us in here, is there?
Hey, how about me?
I'm thinking of you, love. I'm including you.
Oh.
Well, don't just sit there. Say something. What are we going to do this afternoon?
Well, there's a matinee on at the Olympic. No reduction for old age pensioners, though.
What's on?
Ben
Oh, we're not going to see that. We'd have to take us tea.
Oh, I saw Raymond Navarro in that. He were lovely.
So?
Raymond Navarro, he were Ben.
Oh, I should have thought you were too old to go to pictures when he were on.
Oh, no, Ena, I was in my prime round about then.
Hear that? She had a prime. Hey, Rip Van Winkle, what do you think you're doing?
Well, I was thinking that's what you told us to do, isn't it?
Well, I'm hoping.
There's an exhibition on in town.
What about?
Oh, I tore this out of the evening paper. Machine tools and their application.
Fancy.
It's nothing to go in.
Get away.
We could go on the circular bus.
We've been.
Well, we could go the other way round.
What, see where we've come from?
I was thinking of going home and doing some writing.
You what?
I just feel in the mood to do some writing.
By gums, catch him. What are you going to write about?
Oh, well, I haven't decided yet. I thought I'd call in at Piggott's and get myself an exercise book and then I'll see.
Oh, funnier things have happened. Think of them fellas that slop paint on floors and ride about on bicycles.
What sort of things are you going to write about?
Oh, I haven't made up my mind yet.
Something from your own experiences.
Oh, no, Ena.
Go on, be a devil.
Morning.
Morning.
Come, you're cheerful today, aren't you?
Yeah, there's no point in being miserable, is there? Laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and you cry alone. That's what they say, innit?
Hey, I should have thought you'd have been striking your eyes out after what happened to them three in there.
I won't forgive and forget, eh? Morning.
Good morning.
Got a flea in your ear, did you?
Yeah, and I spent 4 hours cleaning up and all. I only went in there in first place to help them out.
You'll have to back your ideas up, won't you?
What for?
Now we've got an author in the street. You've heard about this thing of Kenneth's being published, haven't you?
What thing?
An article in one of them posh magazines.
Oh, it's nice to know somebody else is going on all right, isn't it? Mind you, there's not much money in writing these days, not unless you're on show business side. Now, if you were scripting for a top comic...
But it's not like that. At least I don't think it is.
Ah, well, either you've got it or you haven't, and even if you have, it's not always so very easy. What you've got to do, you see, is you get hold of a comic who's on the way up, and you write his material for him. Then when he hits the top, you hit it with him. Now, if you're interested in that, I've got just the very fella for him, because there's a man at our club and he's dead with it. You know, there's lights round him already, London Palladium. I'm telling you. I thought of doing a bit of writing for him myself, but you know how it is.
You're too busy, are you, love?
Well, yeah, you can't be greedy either. And what's money for? You know, it's money for spending.
That's right, lad. What can I get you?
2 separate shillings, please. Our gas has run out on me.
You surprise me.
You know, I think I'll have a word with Kenneth. I could probably put something in his way, like. I could take that blow-light round and open the subject up, like.
Well, he's at home now. They're mending the boilers at Bessie Street School, so he's not working.
Teachers, they have it dead easy, don't
There
they?
you are, lad.
Oh, right, ta-ra. Thanks very much. Ta-ra, Mrs. Walker.
That lad throws his money around like a man with no arms.
He'll go far, he will.
Ah, if he doesn't get held up at strange ways.
Now, Jack, there's nothing wrong with that lad, and well you know it.
You what? Perhaps I shouldn't have looked at her like that.
No, but if you don't mind me saying so, Jack, she's getting over it all right. And she's looking a heck of a sight better for it and all.
Not before time either. We've had a pretty rough passage round here during the past 2 months, I can tell you. Thank heavens for a bit of peace and quiet.
Aye.
Hello, I brought your blow lamp back.
Oh, thanks. Come in.
I hope you don't mind, but I've used all stuff in it.
No, that's all right. We got plenty. Did it do the job all right?
Well, yeah, sort of, you know. I hear you've been doing a bit of writing then.
Yeah, a bit.
Oh, all right, Ed. Did they pay you?
Yes, it is. Matter of fact, I got 25 guineas.
25 guineas. Oh, not bad then. Have you ever thought of doing any comedy stuff, you know, gags and sketches and things like that?
No, I haven't, no.
Oh, I see. Well, if you had, I could probably put a few tips in your way, you know, and I could have got one of our fellows at the club to try it out for you if they wanted.
Yeah, well, not quite my line, you know.
Oh, I only wondered. Is that it?
Yeah.
Can I have a read?
That was all.
Ta. Kenneth Barlow, eh? Big stuff, eh?
Page 14.
Oh, ta. Oh, yeah, I see. Hey, you did on the ball here. Some blokes are just like this. Hey, dig this. The younger element in these areas worships mainly at 3 altars, those of sex, sharp claws, and the inevitable top of the pops. You must know Rocky Doherty.
No.
Go on, you're kidding.
No, I don't think I know him.
Go on, you must do, mate. This is him to a T. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of these sick comics floating around nowadays, you know, and they're always after them dead far-out jokes about hydrogen bombs and all that sort of stuff. Ta! I bet you do know Rocky Doherty.
No,
Go on, have another before you go, Albert.
There's no danger about it.
Away with you, mate.
It's running tonight.
Gum, they're never out of this place, these two.
Oh, we've only come in for a warm. Look, it's running tonight, and I'll put a pint on it.
Now what are you betting on?
Well, you know Arthur Phillips, aren't you?
You mean Butcher?
Aye, well, he's got himself a dog, and this lad's cracking on here, and he's running it tonight.
I'm not cracking on at all, and there's the money for a pint. Look.
Look, I wouldn't take your money. That dog's not but 9 months old.
I don't care if it's still on a dummy. I tell you, it's coming out of the traps tonight.
Yeah, the way you've been reading sugar bads, lad. Pint and a half, please,
Pint and a
Jack.
half.
He's too weak in the head for a pint.
You'll
this
soon
lad.
change your tune, you will, you know. Hey, I don't know, what with the fastest thing on 4 legs at number 7 and George Bernard Shaw at number 3, they'll be putting the rents up in this street, won't they? Hey, did you come past the paper shop on the way?
Yeah.
Have they got any midday editions in your
I don't
office?
know. Why? What do you want a midday paper for?
Well, I'm thirsty, you see, and I've also got a pint, and it's a draw me one. Keep him there for a couple of seconds. I won't be long.
All right. There you are.
well, I'll just suit you. Hot pie and chips.
yes, smashing, lad. By goodness, it's better than the canteen, this is. You know what, Ken? Your boiler can go bust any time it likes.
Here, watch it. We're supposed to teach those kids something every now and then.
Hey, I say, Ken, how come that you write that article? I mean, how did they pick on you, lad?
Oh, it's through the university. The editor wanted a group of articles on what young people thought of Great Britain. You know, university types. And when they asked our university, MacDonald suggested me.
Oh, him? He's the one who was always on about.
Oh, we're never very friendly. Perhaps he thought I was going to make a mess of it.
Well, it can't have been all that bad, can it, lad? Otherwise they wouldn't have printed it, would they?
No.
By God, that's a bit hot, lad. Whew. I tell you what, here, can I have a look at your article while I'm letting this cool off a bit?
Yeah, you like?
Ta. Aye. Aye. All right.
We know what you expected.
Well, I don't know what I did expect, lad.
Go on, say it.
It's too late to say out now, isn't it? It's in print.
Yeah, it's what I believe, you know.
I'm not saying out about that, but I mean, did you have to make it so obvious who you were talking about?
Well, I had to write about what I knew. I know Coronation Street.
Well, I'm not saying out about that, lad, but publishing be damned, I suppose, but... Well, I find it a bit hard to read that sort of thing, you know, about people I know.
I'm not running anybody down, you know. I mean, I'm on their side.
Aye.
I mean, this is written for eggheads. No one round here will read it. There won't be a copy on sale for miles.
No. Look, Ken, do us a favour, will you, lad?
What?
Don't let that to anyone round here to read now, will you?
No. No, I won't.
You know, if you drink your beer and go home, I could shut up.
What, with an hour to go, you could not. I know the law, you know. Anyway, I'm not going.
Thanks very much. Well, you can look after this place for a minute. I won't be long, and if anybody comes in, don't take the money.
Right, I won't.
Yeah, Mr. Bighead, have a shove
right.
at that. Now, what does this say here? Cornflake in 823, does it or does it not? There you are.
He must be daft.
Ah, well, that's not what we were betting about, is it?
I don't remember making a bet about that.
Eh? Oh, you can afford it anyway. Hey, he must be daft. Look at the opposition he's got there, mate.
Yeah. Hey, hang on a sec. Hey, get a load of this.
What?
Kenneth Barlow, 25-year-old local schoolmaster of Coronation Street, struck out at his neighbours in a scathing 2,000-word attack in the new left-wing magazine Survival. Today, writing in the 4th issue, Mr. Barlow is a Bachelor of Arts and lives at number 3 Coronation
Hey, let's
Street.
get jacking, eh?
Hey, no. Let's keep out of this, mate. You don't need to push news like this. It'll be in all the evening editions as well, you know.
By gum, so it will.
Well, Ken survived his literary debut, just, but his frustration with life and his fellow residents were to resurface again and again over the years. Coming up after the break, his increasing dissatisfaction drives his first wife, Val, to make a move she never dreamt she'd contemplate. And neither, I'm sure, did he.